We were recently at the Farm Progress Show and we hosted several panels with Ag Marketing IQ and Farm Futures. And one of those was on the USA and Brazil, the Great Grain Game. And we know that Brazil has brought on significant challenge to U.S. soybean exports particularly, and they exceeded our exports in 2022. They don't grow as much corn and soybean as we do, but they're beating us on the global stage, and that's impacting our prices. So we took a look at what is the question and what do we need to do? And the big question, the question that challenges the mindset we've had as U.S. farmers across this country for decades. We were the breadbasket, and now we believe that China needs our soybeans. But our panel asked, do we really? And here's what their thoughts are on
that. So far this year, 75% of the soybean exports from Brazil have gone to China. It isn't just soybeans, that's where gets most of the focus, but it's cotton, beef, everything, just even coffee. The narrative is that do we really need China needs to buy our beans. That's kind of been the narrative, and I think that's becoming less and less the case because we went through this 8 years ago and kind of the first trade war that we had with China, and so they've had a long time to kind of prepare for this, and their stockpiles have been steadily increasing to kind of give them more of a buffer to get by. And so by my numbers, I mean, it may come down to if they had to buy everything from Brazil, they could, and they could probably get by.
We look at the numbers for China and Brazil. What we're seeing is that Brazil has picked up substantial business in China. And where is that going?
Main destination for Brazil exports is China. Back in May, if I'm not wrong here, China had a record high imports of beans for the month, for record forever. And that was a record imports from Brazil. I think Brazil exported to China about 85% of their imports, record imports for the month of May, for you guys to have an idea. So about 75% of total exports, soybean exports from Brazil goes to China. If you combine Argentina and Brazil, corn production is actually less than half of what U.S. produces. But when you combine their exports, they've been exporting more and more.
The elephant in the room really is China, and this triangle between China and the United States and Brazil is something that we definitely have to pay attention to.
So as we're paying attention to this China, what happens is that we need to take a look at, are we going to get a trade agreement? We hear that China's coming to the table, but it hasn't shown any progress. Reports from outside the United States show that China really isn't interested in playing with us too much. But that's where we're at right now is we've got to get a trade deal. And if we don't get that trade deal with China, where are we going? And not only where are we going as U.S. farmers, but can Brazil continue to make money with the global market where it is today and prices where they are today?
These estimates, out in the future, they're going to expand 2% or 1% or 5%. But no one's making any money. So I think it's still in everyone's interest, to work out a trade deal. But that's kind of my biggest concern. And it obviously needs to happen sooner rather than later.
Thank you for joining us today for Ag Marketing IQ In Depth. I think our panelists raised significant questions for where we're going and what we're doing and what we need on this global stage to improve our soybean prices, to improve our corn prices. You can see more in depth on many of the nuances and what's happening in Brazil if you go to the Farm Progress Show site, where we streamed and recorded the session, the panel at the Farm Progress Show 2025. If you weren't able to join us there, I hope you got the benefit of being there by joining us today. Thank you so much. Have a good day.